My name is Miss Gift Ndubisi, and I'm the Secretary of Age, and I extend a very warm welcome to everyone for this webinar today. But just before we dive into the webinar, I would just like to give us a very brief introduction of who our facilitator is. So, it is very important to know who your facilitator is, of his achievements on the basis of this scholarship, so that he can prepare you further and so that you can prepare yourself for what is to come. So our facilitator for today is Luke Oche Peter, and he's a postgraduate student of the Institute of Public Health, Department of Epidemiology and Medical Statistics, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. He's an award-winning first-class honors graduate of microbiology with a CGPA of 4.98 out of 5.0, and he's a recipient of the Vice Chancellor's Prize for the overall best graduating student of Bayero University, Kano, Nigeria. He is the president of RUAC Center for Excellence, which is a private firm that strives global positive impact through research, education, actions, and partnerships. That's REAP, R-E-A-P. So with clients in higher institutions of learning across at least 6 nations of the world, including Nigeria, the United Kingdom, Turkey, the United Arab Emirates, China, and Egypt. He is a highly sought-after academic writing consultant. His expertise includes academic and creative writing, critical analysis, critiquing of qualitative and quantitative research, and data analysis, just to mention a few. In recognition of his strong academic background, he has held the positions of Assistant Research Officer as well as Associate Health Promotion Officer at Blue Gate Research Institute, Ibadan, Nigeria. He's a rising creative writer. The journey of Luke Oche Peter in writing started as early as when he was in high school, and he was depicted by his exploits in Cool FM Nigeria essay context, where he clung the 3rd position among all high school students in Kano State. Quite fantastic. His writing skill recently earned him an invitation where he spoke at the Molecular Biology and Bioinformatics workshop organized by the University of Jos, Nigeria. He has been involved in more than 40 scholarship applications with outstanding successes, and is particularly interested in carving out highly impressive statements of purpose. He has also won several awards and scholarships, including the Vice Chancellor's Best Record Scholarship, a record of 3 consecutive times, Ajoke Foundation Scholarship 2 consecutive times, Award of Excellence from the National Association of Microbiology Students twice, Award of Excellence from the National Association of Life Sciences Students, among others. Today, Luke Oche Peter is a proud author of the book written titled Oche, A True Story, and his biography at 25 years, released in 2023, with readers in a record 24 nations of the world in just 2 weeks of release. This book has also been reviewed by Europe Books, an international publishing company based in London. Luke Oche Peter is a registered member of the Nigerian Society for Microbiology, NSM, and the American Society for Microbiology, ASM. Having taught in 10 schools and conducted outreaches in a dozen others, Luke Oche Peter is committed to impacting students with exceptional study and writing skills. He is the coordinator of Sunrise, which is an online platform where young people are inspired, and is currently mentoring dozens of undergraduate students in Nigeria. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, join me as I welcome our facilitator, Mr. Oche Luke Peter. You're very much welcome, sir. Kindly unmute the mic and have the stage. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. It's a privilege to be here. I hope we can all hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We can hear you louder.
Yes, sir.
It's a great privilege to be here, and I want to especially appreciate Dr. Wadzani Dauda, my mentor, for the privilege to anchor this program. I want to also appreciate all the team at Age for having undergraduate students at heart And for all our undergraduate students present here this afternoon, I welcome you here. It's really going to be an exciting session. I'm going to make it very short, very simple, straightforward. My intention is not to come here and read a list of scholarship opportunities for you. No, I want to set you on track towards what I call opportunity mining, your ability to take full responsibility to mine opportunities, especially scholarship opportunities at undergraduate level. So once again, I welcome you. I'll be talking about top 50 scholarships available for undergraduate students in Nigerian universities. And what do you expect, or what should you expect in this session? Number one, we're going to start with what exactly are undergraduate scholarships. You know, you've been hearing about scholarships. What exactly are scholarships? I'm going to be talking about why are scholarships offered. I'm going to be talking about who offer scholarships. Who are those behind the scholarship opportunities a lot of people have been enjoying? I'm also going to be talking about who are the beneficiaries of scholarships. Are scholarships just for anybody? Can you just wake up one morning and expect scholarship? I'm also going to be talking about the general requirement for undergraduate scholarships in Nigeria. And I'll be placing very serious emphasis on this particular session because having researched a good number of scholarships for the Nigerian students, I've observed that they have almost 100% the same requirements. So I'm going to really be spending a lot of time on that. Then we're going to be looking at specific scholarship opportunities for undergraduate Nigerian students. I want you to note that I will not be going through all the 50 scholarship opportunities. I'm going to be picking selected ones and intentionally revealing strategies that you will take to win them. And then finally, I'm going to be telling you how you can start your journey towards winning scholarships. So are we ready? Can we start? Are we following?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what are scholarships? Number one, scholarships are financial grants. And when we talk about grants, you know, we have loans, we have grants. There are loans. You know, when we talk about loans, you are giving a particular sum of money in terms of a financial package, and you are expected to pay back after a specific period of time. But for scholarships, they are grants. They are given without expectation of return in terms of the financial implication. Then they are offered by individual institutions or government as an investment. Listen attentively. Scholarships are offered as an investment. They are not just offered just because someone just wake up one morning and decides to, okay, I want to give scholarship. No, it is an investment for a purpose. And because it is an investment, it is usually to targeted recipients who meet a particular or specific criteria, which we call eligibility criteria. Now, this criteria could be by academic merit, by financial need, or by other performance. Now, most scholarships in Nigeria are strictly by academic merit. When we talk about academic merit, at the end of it, I'm going to be telling you about the importance of developing your GPAs, because your GPAs, your grade point average, your academic performance is the basis for you winning scholarships at undergraduate level and even at postgraduate level. So most of the scholarships we are going to be looking at, and most of the scholarships that are available, are strictly based on academic performance. These are academic merit scholarships. However, there are also some scholarships that are based on financial needs. Now, listen. Some humanitarian organizations or some non-governmental organizations, for example, when I was in my undergraduate study, when I lost my father, I applied for Ajoke Foundation Scholarship. Now, this Ajoke Foundation Scholarship is strictly for orphans. Are you getting me? But not just for any kind of orphan, for orphans that have really showcased a high level of academic prowess, orphans that have very strong CGPA. So although the scholarships are for financially needy people, it is still based on academic merit. So the foundation now that I want to lay is that winning scholarships at undergraduate level is strictly based on academic level, even though there are other scholarships, just like this Ajoke Foundation Scholarship, that may be financially based. And then the third kind of scholarships are performance-based scholarships. There are scholarships that you will be offered even at undergraduate level based on maybe your artistic ability, your athletic abilities. There are scholarships that, you know, those of you in sports, you know, basketball, football, or maybe even creative writing, scholarships can be offered to you based on that criteria. Are we following?
Yes.
All right. So why scholarships? You know, is it really necessary for you to pursue scholarships? You know, I wish I was very serious with scholarship opportunities in my undergraduate days, although I won 5. You know, I wasn't really serious about it. I would have won more. Now, the mindset I want us to alter is that, listen, scholarships are not for the financially disadvantaged people. Now, you know, we are at our undergraduate level now, and you may not really understand what I'm saying, but by the time you graduate from school and you want to go further, one of the things that will give you credibility, one of the things they will ask you is, how many scholarships have you been able to gain? You know, it grants you, it improves your credibility to be offered scholarship. It improves your CV. You understand? It improves your success profile. So scholarship opportunities are not just for those who don't have money. They are for everybody. So number one, why scholarship opportunities? It provides access to education. Undergraduate scholarship opportunities provide access to education for financially disadvantaged students. You know, at the end of this webinar, I'm going to give out my autobiography so that you will understand where I was coming from. You know, someone like me and someone like a lot of people who are indigent, you came from a very financially disadvantaged family. Securing a scholarship will help you to have a stress-free academic journey. You know, one of the things that make undergraduate students not to actually perform very well is financial constraints. Just imagine you are supposed to read, but instead of reading, you are hustling, you are schooling as an undergraduate, you are still doing extra job. It reduces your performance. So scholarship opportunities will help reduce the tension, the strain. So scholarship opportunities will help to reduce the tension, the strain attached to schooling. You know, our nation today, we are wallowing in a lot of economic hardship and financial crisis. We see the ongoing student loan, something that is being developed by the current administration. That is a very tricky way to enslave students. So for you to get out of that slavery, of that stress, you need to take scholarship applications very seriously. Number two, it gives financial relief. Now, let me tell you something. Your parents did well taking you through primary school, taking you through secondary school. Now, one of the things you could do for them to appreciate them is to ease their burden at undergraduate level. And how can you ease their burden? By securing scholarships. By the time you secure scholarship, just take, for example, MTM Foundation Scholarship, and every year as an undergraduate study, you're having 200K, 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 it's not a small thing. You have 200K, you send like 10K to your parents, and, they feel relieved, even if they have enough money, but, giving them that money, it will make them to feel relieved. Even you too, you become a big boy, you eat well on campus, you glow, you become someone that is self-reliant. Number 3, scholarship opportunities provide equal opportunities. Listen, it is says that this life no balance, isn't it? It's a popular saying, this life no balance. Now let me tell you something. There are people from poor background at Harvard. There are people, look at the best private university in Nigeria, Covenant University. I'm going to introduce you to the Bishop Oyedepo Foundation Scholarship for undergraduate students. There are people, their school fees is in millions of naira, but there are people who don't have a dime, who can't afford anything, but they are in Covenant University right now because their eyes are open to opportunities. They took advantage of opportunities, and they're enjoying scholarship for a school as high as Covenant Universities. So scholarship opportunities will make you to stand shoulder to shoulder with even people that you are not supposed to stand shoulder to shoulder with. It gives equal opportunity, equal access. There are gender sensitive scholarship opportunities too, that gives opportunity for girls, where girls can interact with boys at a level which normally they wouldn't. So it gives equal access, equal opportunities for learning for people from diverse background. Even, for example, the NNPC scholarship gives priority to even visually disabled people, people that are blind. There are scholarships for blind people. I hope you are aware. So it gives equal opportunity. Number 4, recognition and encouragement. Very, 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 very important. Now, what do we mean by recognition? When you were reading my citation, just reading my citation, you will see some scholarships that I gained. Why didn't you feel good? I feel good, that I was able to gain some scholarship. I was in a program this morning, and the facilitator said he had won 11 scholarships, both at undergraduate and postgraduate. It makes you feel good. It makes people to, think big of you. Now, number 5, social and economic impact. Scholarship contribute to social and economic development through education and a skilled workforce. For example, the Petroleum Technology Development Fund Scholarship, the PTDF. Now, it brings about development of skilled workforce. Such kind of scholarships are strictly offered to specific courses, basically in the engineering sector, in the science and technology, STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics sector. And such scholarship will help to boost workforce. I hope we are following. Are we following?
Yes,
are we
sir.
following? Very good.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
making sense?
Yes, we are following.
Good.
Yes, sir.
So the next point,
Yes, sir.
who offer scholarships? You need to know who are those offering scholarships. This understanding will make you to really know how to search your scholarship. Number 1, government institutions. For example, the federal government of Nigeria, there are several scholarship opportunities. The bilateral scholarship, that one is actually for international, but we have the Nigeria Award Scholarship by the federal government of Nigeria. Those are government-sponsored scholarships. We also have state government-sponsored scholarships. For example, the Kano State government, when I was in school, not only the Kano State government, Jigawa State government, the Niger State government, or the Kwara State government, as the case may be, they may want to offer scholarships. They will say, okay, anybody from Kwara State that has a CGPA of 3.5, we're going to give that person 50,000 naira for as long as it will maintain that CGPA. Those are scholarships from government, and we have so many of them. Now we have scholarship from private institutions and companies. Now these are the largest group of scholarships. For example, private institutions like our NNPC, our Shell, our Chevron, and also non-governmental organizations are just like the Ajoke Foundation Scholarship, the Bishop Dr. David Oyedepo Foundation Scholarships. Those non-governmental organizations, as part of their contribution to humanitarianism, to the furtherance of education, they offer scholarships. Not only that, philanthropists offer scholarships. Philanthropists offer scholarships to deserving people. For example, the Tony Elumelu Foundation, they offer scholarships. Not only that, universities and higher institutions of learning. Some time ago, I was at the University of Ilorin to write a post-UTME, and I observed there are a group of students they call scholars at the University of Ilorin. So I was asking, who are these scholars? Now, these scholars are best students in their department. The universities give them special preferences. They pay their school fees, and I think hostel accommodation. For some universities too, the vice chancellor offer scholarship every year for best students. I also was able to get those scholarships 3 times because I clung 5 points for 6 times, 5 consecutive times, and I was able to have an overall CGPA of 4.98. So I actually get that scholarship 4 times, but the last one was a general prize from the vice chancellor. So universities also offer scholarships, and then religious organizations also offer scholarships. Like for example, there may be scholarships from Christian associations or Islamic groups to encourage academic excellence. And also, not only that, traditional or ethnic associations. Some time ago, there was one of my colleagues who graduated with a first class in economics. So, besides receiving a recommendation from the school, the Igala is an Igala young man. The Igala Community Development Association, ICDA, was awarded him also. So you can get scholarship from the government, from private institutions, from non-governmental organizations, from philanthropies, from universities and high institutions of learning. Remember, there are scholarships not just for universities, for polytechnics, monotechnics, and colleges of education. We also have for religious organizations and for traditional institutions. Are we making progress? Are we making progress?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. So who is eligible for merit scholarships? Now,
yes,
scholarships are not just for any kind of people. They are not for people, they are not for people that are, I can't come and go and kill myself. There are some of my roommates when I was on campus, they are, when they see me studying, say, Peter, you want to kill yourself, I can't go and kill myself. Those people don't get scholarships. Scholarships are not accidental things. They are things that are conscientiously pursued and attained on the basis of meeting eligibility criteria. So who are those that are eligible for merit scholarships? Number one, we have those who are meritorious on the basis of academics. At this level, we're talking about strong CGPA. Strong CGPA. So at the end of this meeting, one of the assignments I'm going to give you is for you to go back to the drawing board and really build up your CGPA. Because most of this scholarship, if you don't have second class upper, nobody will look at you. And even if you have second class upper, they want to consider first class. Even in first class, there are levels of first class. There are people with 5.00. There are people with 4.99. There are people with 4.98. And you are having 4.56, 4.6 something, 4.7. It's a weak first class. Are you getting me? So these scholarships are really, really, really competitive. So your priority after this program is to go build up your CGPA. Number two, based on community service. Now, listen attentively. It is good to develop your CGPA, your academics prowess. It is very good, but very important, there are scholarships that will critically analyze your involvement in community development services. Now, we are in the era of the sustainable development goals. And when I interact with young people, it amazes me that a lot of us, we haven't even heard about the sustainable development goals, not to talk about keying into these goals and committing ourselves into community development services. So if you really want to gain scholarship at undergraduate level and subsequently at your postgraduate level, you need to be involved in community service. What do I mean? You know, when I was still in my undergraduate study, I want to tell you a secret. Even if I'm having 1 week holiday, I will go and volunteer as a teacher. I am promoting the sustainable development goal of education for all. So I am an SDG advocate. I am an SDG propagationist. You understand? So propagating the sustainable development goals through community development services will give you competitive advantage over other people. So even if you're having 2-2, for example, second class lower, or you don't have a very solid academic background, through your engagement in community services, you can make a difference. Is it education? Is it agriculture? Is it water sanitation and hygiene? Is it on gender equality? Is it on law? Just study the 17 sustainable development goals. There is no course you are studying that you cannot apply under those 17 SDGs. So involving in community development service gives you competitive advantage. Also, athletic prowess, your sport. Although it's not very common here in Nigeria, other countries, those of you that are really into sports, you have scholarships. Although there are some few others in Nigeria. Then leadership. Also, then your art, and then area of study, especially those in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So let's make progress. Now, I'm going to spend a great deal of time on the general requirements for undergraduate scholarships in Nigeria. Are we still following?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Am I making sense? Good. Am I too fast?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great.
No, sir. No, sir.
No, all right. Listen attentively. Because I'm not going to go through the 50 scholarships. I'm going to spend a lot of time here so that you don't just expend energy. We don't apply scholarships just for application's sake. We want success. And if you don't have success, you are heartbroken. It's as if your labor is in vain. Now, getting your scholarship in Nigeria, number one, you have to show proof that you are a citizen of Nigeria. You must be a citizen of Nigeria. And how can you prove that you're a citizen of Nigeria? You need to get your national identification number. There is no scholarship in Nigeria today that you will not show proof of citizenship. It does not exist. So if you are here and you are looking for an undergraduate scholarship, the first thing you should settle is go and get your NIN number. Go and get your national ID card. That is number one. Number two, go and get your certificate of origin, your state of origin. Very, very important. They call it local government identification. Some call it state of origin and all that. So if you are from Benue State, for example, you get your certificate proving that you are from Benue State. Very, very important. These two documents are proofs that you are citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Then number two, you must be enrolled in a Nigerian university. I understand there are participants among us who are jambites. You haven't gained admission yet. This is still valid for you. There are scholarships such as the Bishop Oyedepo Foundation Scholarship that will make you to study at Covenant University or Landmark University, tuition free, with stipend, with accommodation, with health and everything. Even if you haven't gotten admission, you can get this scholarship. But most of the scholarship, you must be enrolled in a Nigerian university as evidenced by your admission letter. Listen to me attentively. You know, some of us, we don't take documentation very seriously. We don't even have a file. You should have a file where you keep your admission letter. That admission letter is your passport, is your gate pass to undergraduate scholarship. You need your admission letter, original admission letter. Not only that, you need your school ID card. Now, number 3, this one, it is beyond your control. You must have an outstanding O-level result. At least 5 credits, including English language and mathematics, in not more than 2 sittings. Most of the scholarship, they will tell you 5 credits, including maths and English, in not more than 2 sittings. If you are margin 2 results, you are at disadvantage. Now, not only that, there are some scholarships that are highly competitive that requires you to have 6 credits. So, your O-level results, very important. You keep the original copy. There are some scholarships that will ask you for the certificate. If you don't have the certificate, you produce the statement of results with PIN. Some of them will ask you for PINs to verify your results. Now, your JAM, there are some scholarships that will ask you to upload your JAM, especially this David Oyedepo Foundation Scholarship, scholarships that are very competitive. Now, when I was on campus, I was 100 level, I was operating at a CGPA of 4.99, 4.99 at 100 level. Now, but I couldn't apply for a scholarship because, you know, during my JAM, my second JAM, something happened and all that. I scored just 197. So I couldn't get that scholarship, even though I was on 4.99 CGPA. So having a JAM score of above 200 gives you competitive advantage. Very important also, you must have an outstanding track record as evident by your grade point average in your transcript. Now, some of us have the attitude of not collecting our transcripts. Every year, collect your transcript from your course coordinator, stamped by your HOD, and keep them safe. You know, our education in Nigeria, it's somehow funny that getting transcripts is one of the most difficult thing in Nigeria. Getting your transcript is very, very difficult. In fact, a lot of the institutions, you can't even see your transcripts eye to eye. They can only transfer it to any institution that demands for it, and you must pay. So the easiest way for you to get transcript every semester or every session, as the case may be, meet your course coordinator or your level coordinator, whichever is appropriate in your school, and get your transcript signed, documented. Now, several scholarships are age sensitive. You need to check the eligibility. Some of them, they will say, okay, especially for these non-governmental organizations, they will tell you, okay, you should be between these years and these years, between these years and these years. So you check the eligibility and then get a valid birth certificate. You know, these documents, some of us are very careless. We don't even have documents. You don't have documents. Or your documents are just, you know, scattered. So you need a birth certificate by the National Population Commission. At this level, you shouldn't be talking about affidavit of age declaration. You need to step up because there are some scholarships that will not necessarily accept that one. So you need your birth certificate as approved by the National Population Commission. So for some humanitarian scholarship, you must show strong evidence of being indigent. For example, there are scholarships offered by ASU, Academic Staff Union of Universities. You know, despite their strikes, they still offer scholarships to indigent students. Now, those scholarships, you have to present proof that you cannot be able to afford school fees. You understand? In some scholarships that are intended for orphans, for example, you may need to provide evidence that you've lost a parent or you've lost both parents. So you may need death certificates. Take note of that. So some other scholarships require evidence of special leadership abilities or community development services. As I have said before, they will ask you, how have you made impact in your society? How have you contributed to the sustainable development goals, for example? How have you impacted other youths, other students, for example? So don't take these things for granted. If you are in school, make sure you participate in departmental associations, faculty associations, religious organizations. Have leadership engagement. It will give you edge, competitive edge. Now, several other scholarships require an aptitude test. For example, the federal government scholarship. I remember I applied for the federal government scholarship, and I didn't prepare for the aptitude test. And it was very funny when I get there. It was very, very funny. It was so funny. It was like a game. You know, the test was like a game, as if you are playing a game, you know, quantitative reasoning, you know, those kind of tests that are meant to test your IQ. So some of these scholarships require aptitude tests. So you check those scholarships that require aptitude tests and study previous questions in preparation for that. Most importantly, listen, are we following me? Good. Most importantly, most scholarships require that you write essay or series of essays. Now, this is where the problem lies. You know, when we were in primary school, our aunties and uncles, those teachers, they will always tell us, write a composition about yourself. And, you know, we took everything for granted then. It's now I'm actually really, you know, I collect money to help people discuss about themselves. That is what I do. I write SOPs for people, statement of purpose. I write essays for people. Just imagine I can describe you more than you can describe yourself. Isn't that funny? I get money from that. One of the skills you should learn is the ability to sell yourself using your pen. So most of these scholarship grantors will test your ability to sell yourself. Because nobody wants to waste money. So they want to ask you, why do you... Hello?
Joshua, please kindly mute yourself.
Are we following?
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that, sir.
These are some of these, a lot of these scholarships, not some, they will require you to write essays. Now, I have read several essays from students, and sometimes it's funny that you can't sell yourself. Your assignment after today, that composition you were given in primary school, composition about myself, every day write about yourself. You know, you need to develop your writing skill that you'll be able to debate. You know, it is a competition and they don't know you. So it is what you tell them about yourself, they will believe. Now, let's take, for example, I'm a first class graduate. Now, I'm a first class graduate. When I'm writing, and I've won several awards. Now, when I'm describing myself, I don't describe myself as a first class graduate. I describe myself as an award-winning first class graduate. You need to have a command of English adjectives to be able to describe yourself. Now, I can write very, very, very well. I make a living through writing. I write very, very well. Now, how did I get this far with writing? Selling myself. By the time I write for you, you say, no, you wouldn't even know that I just had a BSc. With my BSc, just my BSc, with just BSc, I was already writing for PhD students with my BSc. Do you understand? So you develop your writing skill, develop your essay writing skill. And one of the easiest way to develop writing skill is by reading. You can't write without reading. People that are good writers are rigorous, avid, addicted readers. They are people that have submitted themselves to the discipline of reading. So you read, permit me to use the word, like a mad person, so that you will be able to write properly. If not, people like us, we take money from you to write essays for you. So you learn to write essays. Some of those essays, they are called SOPs, statement of purpose. Number one, they will want you to describe yourself, describe your academic prowess, describe your leadership engagement. Why should we entrust this scholarship to you? Why do you think you are qualified? So these are some of the things you should take note of. Your ability to sell yourself. So let's take a look at opportunities mining. Where do you get scholarship information from? Are we making progress? Are we following?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, Android phones, I want to make a point here. You know, Android phones are developed with artificial intelligence such that it is what you consistently search that will be fed to you. For example, if you look at my phone currently, you know, I'm always applying for things. Every time you see notifications on my phone, scholarships, grants, conferences, scholarships, because you know why? Those are what I search consistently on Google. So by the time you start searching for scholarships every time, you begin to have, you know, it's just like, how will I put it? Those of you that study computer, you will know your phone will be so synchronized in such a way that scholarship notifications will be coming to you. So one of the things you will learn to do is what I describe as opportunity mining. Now, I am very busy, but every day I have a session for myself where I call it opportunity mining, where I go to the internet and I search for opportunities. So where are those websites, blogs where you can get undergraduate scholarship opportunity? As you can see, we have Scholarship Air, we have World Scholarship Forum, we have Scholars Update, we have Scholastica, we have After School Africa, we have studydomain.com, we have Scholarship Arts, we have Scholars Development, Scholars for Development. Now, these are platforms where, listen to me, there are more than 100 undergraduate scholarships in Nigeria. More than 100. There are so many. There are those you have never heard about. Now, by the time you go to this website, what you will do is that you will subscribe for notification. Now, maybe some of us don't even have valid emails. You should have a valid email address. So when you go to these scholarships, the scholarship portals or bloggers, you will see, they will tell you, can we send you notifications for scholarships? You say yes. You fill in your email. If you have a LinkedIn account, it's very good to have a LinkedIn account too. There is opportunities for youth. You know, that opportunity for youth is a platform for several scholarships. You can't even finish applying them. If I show you my list of applications now, there are so many. So you mine opportunities by using these websites. So very briefly, I'm going to run through some of these top undergraduate scholarships in Nigeria, and then I will pick few. We have the PTDF Scholarship, we have the Federal Government of Nigeria Scholarship, we have the NNPC Chevron, we have the MTM Foundation, we have the Shell, we have the MTN, we have the NLNG, we have Total, we have CPLAT, we have Jim Ovia, we have Guinness Nigeria, we have Julius Berger, we have FOSI, we have Alex Oti, we have Nigeria Agip, we have KPMG, we have NNPC, SNEPCO, we have Stanbic IBDC, we have Ganify Mini Scholarship, we have Bishop David Oyedepo Foundation Scholarship, we have Midwestern Oil and Gas JV Scholarship, we have NNPC Eroton, we have Samuel Bello Memorial Scholarship, we have Senator Olami Lekan Yai Scholarship, we have Nestle Nigeria Community Scholarship, we have Ikeo Foundation Scholarship, we have APM Terminal Scholarship, we have Emeka Ofo Scholarship, we have Batia Scholarship, we have Mr. Undergraduate Scholarship, we have ExxonMobil, we have NNPC Adat, we have Rehoboth, we have UCAS, we have WAPCO Scholarship, we have Daily Trust Foundation, we have MEX, we have the JKS, we have Steve Eshemogov, we have ABC, we have Mobile, we have NWAG, we have Osobadek, we have Etinosa, we have ASU, we have Nigeria Education, we have NDDC Scholarship. These are just few. There are so many of these scholarships, which is your responsibility to mine. So we are going to look at few of these scholarship opportunities, and we'll be looking at their eligibility criteria and what you need to know. So the first one is the PTDF Scholarship. The PTDF is the Petroleum Technology Development Fund. It's a federal government agency that gives, that is mandated with providing scholarship to specific courses related to the oil and gas. Listen to me attentively. I want to be sure we are following. Now, when we say oil and gas industry, courses related to oil and gas industry, some of us, the first thing that will come to our mind is petroleum engineering, petrochemical engineering, mining, whatever, geology. We are getting it wrong. We are getting it wrong. Even law, economics, these are eligible courses in PTDF. Now, your own assignment is, it is not your responsibility to link. No, we have industrial law. If you are able to provide a strong evidence that your course is relevant to the mandate of the PTDF, you are going to get PTDF scholarship. Even those of us in the biological sciences, you study microbiology, it is very relevant to PTDF. You know, you've heard of bioremediation. Those of you that are studying biotechnology, you can apply even biological sciences that Nigeria was suffering environmental pollution. We need genetically modified microorganisms that can degrade our waste. We need environmental scientists. We need law people that can stand. We need lawyers to apply for PTDF scholarship, because those environments are being polluted. The people are crying. Nobody is listening to them. So law undergraduates are eligible. We have the economics aspect of it. So it is now your responsibility. It's not just for petroleum engineers. So you look at the courses and provide a strong statement. So you should have your name. We've spoken about that. Now, applicants for PTDF scholarship is only for federal universities. If you are in a state university or private university, you are not eligible for a PTDF scholarship. As at yesterday, when I did my research, except further changes have been done. So it is for federal universities. It is only applicable for 200 level students. You must have finished your 200 level, or you did direct entry, but you are in 200 level. You must have an admission letter. You must be undertaking a study related to the oil and gas sector. Remember, not just petroleum engineering, not just electrical engineering, even biotechnology, even public health. You need to do your research. I was doing my research on PTDF scholarship recipients at a postgraduate level, and I saw even public health scientists, I saw economics, I saw environmental scientists. It is just your own responsibility to produce strong evidence that your course and your study plan is relevant to the oil and gas industry. Now, so it is highly based on merit, the PTDF scholarship. So it all boils down to your CGPA. Are we making progress? So for you to apply for a PTDF scholarship, you need your 100 level transcript officially signed by your HOD. So to reduce stress for yourself, every session, what do? Get your transcript ready. All right. Now, for the PTDF scholarship, it is not offered for part-time students. It is not for part-time students. It is for full-time students. And then, this is the core aspect now. You need to provide a statement of purpose of a minimum of 1,000 words. And this is where the problem is. I have, there was a time a first class graduate was applying for a scholarship, and then he gave me his SOP. And I was like, wow, this is, you know, you are a first class graduate, but you have not developed your writing skill. Your first class without your ability to sell yourself will not fetch you anything. Even if you have 5 points, if you cannot produce a strong statement of purpose, someone with 2-1 will just clear the way for you. We just flush you out of the way. So now you must be able to write essays. You can't escape essays. You know, you escaped essay in secondary schools. You can't escape essays here. So you must be able to write a convincing SOP. Now, what is the SOP about? 1,000 words. You must be able to tell them why you should be selected. Tell them about your academic prowess. Tell them about your involvement in community development services. Tell them about the relevance of your course to the oil and gas sector. Tell them why you need the scholarship. Why do you need the money? What are you going to do? Tell them what will they benefit. Don't be selfish when writing your SOP. It is not me, I want, no. These are grantors. Remember, we say from the beginning, it is an investment. So they want to know, where is their investment going to? What will be their return on investment, ROI? Every scholarship grantor wants a return on investment. So that should be an important component of your SOP. So for this PTDF scholarship, you must possess 5 credits in either WAEC or NECO, including English and language, in not more than 2 sittings. You must have a CGPA of 3.5 on a scale of 5. What do you think about that? 3.5, that's 2-1. So if you don't have a 2-1, PTDF scholarship is not for you. Now, on a scale of 4, you should have a CGPA of 3.0. Now, you must be able to show your indigenship certificate. At the beginning, during the general introduction, I've told you your indigenous certificate is very important. Now, what about those people that did not pass through 100 level? Those of you maybe from Polytechnic, or you changed the course and you did direct entry, you must have at least 10 points. What about GCE? You must have 8 points at advanced GCE. So the PTDF scholarship is strictly on merit. And the most important thing, number 1, is your transcripts. How strong is your CGPA? Number 2 is your essay. How convincing is your essay? So the next scholarship we're going to be looking at is the Nigerian Award Federal Government Scholarship. Now, this scholarship is for full-time students, not part-time, in federal universities, state universities, polytechnics, monotechnics, and colleges of education. Now, all applicants, including physically challenged, must have at least 4.0 CGPA on a scale of 5. You must be a 4-pointer. You know, when we were in school, those people that have 4 points, they are big boys and girls. We call them 4-pointers. So this scholarship is for 4-pointers. So if you are not a 4-pointer, you cannot apply for this scholarship. So your assignment is to go back to build your CGPA. That is the essence of this program. Build your CGPA. Because all these scholarships, they are merit-based. They are looking for the best. You have to just be the best. You don't have a choice. So you must have a CGPA of 4 points on a scale of 5, or 5 points on a scale of 7. So the courses include science and technology, medicine, paramedicals, education, agriculture, liberal arts, social management science, entrepreneurship, ICT, environment sciences, even law. So what do you need? You need your admission letter, which we'll talk about that. You need your course registration form. You need your CGPA results. That's your transcript. You need your ID card. You need your local government identification. You see, everything is things I've already discussed at first. So I won't spend much time on this. We've already discussed during the general requirements. Now, for this federal government scholarship, you are going to write a very funny aptitude test. Very, very funny aptitude test. I remember when we were writing our own. After the test, we were all laughing. It was fun. So it was fun. So for that scholarship, I don't know if there are past questions, but if there are not, you look at quantitative reasoning. You go to the internet, try to build your quantitative reasoning skill, mathematics, English, basic grammar, and also current affairs. They will help you. So you are actually graded based on your performance in the aptitude test and also your transcripts. Then your NNPC Chevron scholarship is offered by the affiliation of between an NNPC and Chevron. All applicants must be full-time students in accredited Nigerian tertiary institution. You must be in 200 level. Eligible courses include accounting, agri, architecture, business admin, economics, computer science, environmental science, geology, geophysics, geoinformatics, law, mass comm, journalism, engineering, dentistry, pharmacy, medicine, and surgery. Now listen, someone who has not made his research would think that this scholarship will just be for people that study petroleum engineering. Now look at the spectrum of courses, even accounting. But you have to know how to link accounting to the oil and gas sector. Agri, how relevant is it? Do you understand? So your priority is to be able to produce strong course. So for this, you must have a CGPA of 3.521. You see, none of these scholarships. I have not seen any of the scholarships that make provision for second class lower. They are very, very rare. Even when you graduate, if you graduate with a second class lower, your chances of getting scholarships are very low. So you should go home. At the end of this talk, I'm going to tell you how to boost your CGPA. So your priority is boosting your CGPA. So you need CGPA of 3.5/5 and a minimum of 6 O-level credits in just one sitting. They don't accept 2 sittings. Now, this scholarship also is inclusive. It has a provision for blind and visually impaired individuals who are in their second class. For those people, they must have CGPA of 2.5 in a 5-grading system and have at least 5 O-level credits. For the NNPC Chevron scholarship, there is no CBT test, so you are lucky. You don't have CBT. The selection is now based on academic performance. So by the time you are paying the price of developing your CGPA, you'll be a big boy and a big girl. You will just be enjoying scholarships anyhow. So let's make progress. MTM Foundation Scholarship. I remember this was a scholarship I wanted to apply with my 4.99. You know what it means to gain 4.99 in level 1? You know, level 1 is the most disorganized level. You just came out from secondary school. You don't even have, permit me to use the word, you don't even have sense in level 1. You are just jumping up and down without purpose. And I could gain 4.99. But because I did not score well in my JAM, I couldn't apply for MTM Foundation Scholarship. Just imagine, I would have gotten that scholarship, 200,000 naira in my account every year. You know, for this MTM Foundation Scholarship, as long as you keep maintaining that particular CGPA, you keep getting it. And even it's a beautiful thing. So for you that have a JAM score of 200 plus, it's a plus for you. It is for universities, polytechnics, and also for College of Education. It also has provision for blind students. So for the MTM Foundation Scholarship is for 300 level students. You finish your 200 level, you are going for 300 level, and it's for STEM courses, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics courses. So you must have finished your second semester, level 2. So you have your 200 level transcript available, and you are currently in your 300 level, as the case may be. For students studying law, for blind students studying law, now look at, let me make an observation. Remember, the requirement is that the MTM Foundation Scholarship is for STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now, they are now saying law. We have gone beyond the realm where STEM is just technology. Now, in law, we apply technology in law. We apply sciences in law. So it is now your responsibility to be able to produce evidence, strong cause. So even law, people that study law can apply for MTM Foundation Scholarship. It is now your responsibility to produce your strong reason. Why? So for blind students studying law, which is a 5-year course, only 300 level students can apply for the MTN Foundation Scholarship. If you have relatives that are blind studying law, 300 level, they can apply. So you must have a CGPA of 3.0 on a 4 scale or 3.5 on a 5 scale. Still 2-1, second class upper. 2-1, second class upper. You need that one. Now, what about polytechnics? You must have 3.0 at your OND, and you must have secured, at the point of application, you must have secured admission for your HND. What about direct entry students? You must have a minimum CGPA of 3.0, that's upper credit at your OND level, and you must have secured admission into 300 level in a public university. Are we making progress?
Yes, sir.
Are we still following?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. Now, for blind students in universities or college education, you must have a CGPA of 2.5, and for polytechnics, 2.0. Now, the scholarship, 200,000 naira, covering tuition, book allowance, and stipend for one academic year. Now, just imagine you receiving a lot of 200,000 naira per session. During my time, my entire school fees plus accommodation, everything was just 40,000. My accommodation fee, school fees, everything was 40,000. And I was receiving best student scholarship of 50,000 naira. You know, it's when I got Ajoke Foundation Scholarship, I would have gotten it 3 times, you know, but because, you know, integrity is very important, you can only get it, you know, throughout until you graduate, provided you maintain the CGPA. I was maintaining my CGPA. Now, when it was time for me to get the 3rd one, that was when we were on COVID-19 lockdown. And if I was to submit my transcript, it would be fraud. It would be fraudulent. But actually, I was eligible for 3 Ajoke Foundation Scholarship. 3, because I maintained my points. So your priority, have a good point, maintain your point. Now, this MTM Foundation Scholarship is renewed every year. Provided you keep maintaining that 3.5 CGPA, you keep receiving alerts. Now, NWAG Scholarship. Now, this scholarship is for Nigerian Women Association of Georgia. In fact, this scholarship is for girls. I hope we have girls here. There are several NGOs that propagate girl-child education. So, just imagine, you are a girl with a fine CGPA. You are a fine girl with a fine CGPA. You get your fine scholarship, having fine money. You become a fine big girl on campus. Do you understand? So even as a girl, you develop academic capacity. It's very beautiful when you are a girl and you have something upstairs. You have most of this scholarship, they give priority to girl because there's what we call inclusivity in the sustainable development goals, education for all. The goal is to encourage girls to go to school. The goal is to encourage girls to attain heights in life. So it will be a great advantage as a girl. After this program, you go back to the drawing board to develop your CGPA. Now, this scholarship is awarded to Nigerian girls. If you win the scholarship, you have $300. And as a runner-up, you have $150. Now, just imagine $300. How much is $300 now? $300 should be maybe 400 and something thousand naira or so, or close to 500,000 naira. They will give you the equivalent. You know, just imagine you'll be a big girl if you have this scholarship. So what are the requirements? State of origin. Very important. Before you start running up and down for scholarship, get all those documents I said. You need to have recommendation letter from your pastor or imam, your village health, your local government chairperson, university lecturer, or HOD. Now let me talk about this. We have graduates. You know, I was interacting with a particular graduate, strong 2-1, and then she was to apply for a scholarship, but she didn't have anybody to write letter of recommendation for her. Now, there are some of these scholarships that require letters of recommendation from highly respected personalities in the society. So, as a young person, as a youth, as a student, as an undergraduate student, one of the things you should be doing is to develop character, develop integrity, develop community service, community development service, such that when it comes to a point, there are times when they will ask you to go and get police reports. There are times when they will say, it will be a professor that will do this for you. There are times when they will say, okay, it should be your previous employer. So you should have a clean record. You should have mentors that will be able to speak for you and write very sound recommendation letter for you. You need your student identification card and all that. Now, the last thing, you are going to write an essay. You must write essay. Most of this scholarship, high impact scholarship, you cannot escape essay writing. So it is high time you started developing your writing capacity. You must write essays. I have written, I can't, every day, writing essays, writing essays, writing essays, writing essays. If you know how to write essay, you are not far from scholarships. So I'm going to be rounding up very soon. I won't go through this. They are just the same criteria. We have the Agbami Medical and Engineering Scholarship. We have Shell. We have Kotul. We have Seplat. And we have Guinness Scholarship. We have Julius Berger. I have mentioned them. So I won't go through them. Everything is still based on those requirements, your documents, your transcripts, applying on time, following the eligibility criteria, and you get it, writing essays. So, as I conclude, how do you start your journey towards winning scholarships? How do you start your journey? Listen to me. You need strong academic background. Opportunities are flying everywhere. There are opportunities everywhere, but it is only available for the prepared mind. Develop your GPA by paying the price of deep work. I'm going to share a personal story with you. I'm not telling you to do what I did, but when you see my result and you see that I graduated with 4.98, I had 5.6 times. 6 times. It was supposed to be 7. A lecturer, it was a field course, he gave me a B, but no problem. I still had 4.9. Now, what's the secret? At 100 level, I hope we have 100 level students here. I did not have a bed. I did not own a bed throughout my stay in the university. I did not own a bed, so that I didn't go to school for comfort. I'm not telling you not to have a bed, but I'm just telling you the extent of the price. When you see successful people, they pay the price. I never owned a bed throughout my stay in the university. I did not own a bed. Now, when I was in 100 level, my bed space I donated it as a kitchen. My bed space was used as a kitchen in 100 level because I had to study. They call me Aljenemboko. Those of you that understand Hausa, you know what Aljenemboko is? Go and ask those people that, we paid the price. We studied. In hunger, we were studying. In thirst, we were studying. In the heat, we were studying. In the harmattan, we were studying. We pressed in the place of study. We made sacrifice to build our GPAs. And today, it's making significant ways for us. And we are still getting scholarships. Even as right now, as I'm speaking, I am still getting scholarships. So, develop your GPA. Pay the price.
It is not the time for you to say, I can't come and kill myself. There's one of the students, my roommate, he used to tell me, I can't come and kill myself. I tell you the truth, that young man did not graduate. Till today, he has not graduated. Some of them that we started, they were withdrawn. Some of them couldn't continue. So your priority is to give yourself to study. Listen to me. When I was like you in my undergraduate study, I used to tell myself, I pick my course outline. I will say, even if this lecturer is like a devil, permit me to use this word, there is no way he's going to bring question outside of the scope of this study. So I convinced myself, if I will study this course outline and study it, even the devil cannot stop me from having an A. You know, you study to the point that even God respects that you have studied, and he's obligated to help you, because heaven help those who are committed, who show commitment to being responsible. So you give yourself to rigorous study. I held seminars some time ago for students. I was telling them, how many hours did you study? And when I told them that I have studied for 18 hours at undergraduate level, I studied for 18 hours. And then everybody was, no, we pay the price. So you study. You give yourself to study. Before you enter exam hall, you study your course outline from cover to cover, from cover to cover, back and front, back and front, back and front. So that an exam of 3 hours, in 45 minutes, you are done. And people are looking at you like a witch because you studied. So there is no two ways about it. No study, no good GPA. No good GPA, no scholarship. Number two, you have to develop your leadership skills and community engagement. You look at so many youth-led organizations up and down. You think they are joking? No. You volunteer to join them. You volunteer to do community development, volunteer to teach for free, antimicrobial resistance, volunteer. If you are a law student, volunteer to advocate for the rights of people, do education. If you are doing mass media, if you are doing medicine, you know, organizations doing medical outreaches, join them. Start very, very, very early. It gives you an advantage. At the age of 25, even with my BSc certificate, I was already consulting for PhD people. Even with my BSc certificate. Because you won't know, if you look at my profile, the community engagement I've done, you know, serious, I have taught in 10 schools, 10. Most of these schools I taught for free. I taught for free. So now, by the time there are things I'm applying, and I begin to tell them what I have done. It's amazing. So do something, no matter how little. Do something. Don't be a lone ranger. Join your associations in student union. Join. If you have the strength to do politics, do. Provided you will not be distracted, do. If you have leadership abilities as expressed by your engagement in services. Now, develop your writing skill, the art of selling yourself using your pen. Listen to me. One of my mentors in China was telling us, he said, even if you know how to eat, present it in such a way that you will be able to tell people that I can eat in such a way that that thing will be your selling point. It's what we call unique selling proposition in entrepreneurship. You have strength. It is now your ability to package. It is called packaging. You know the way girls package themselves? You package yourself using your pen and your paper. You package yourself. You need to learn how to express yourself in writing. And how can you do this? You read. You read. Not only that, you develop your file. You know, get a file. Get all your documents intact. Now, something happened to me in 300 level. I had my documents stolen, all my original documents. Someone, you know, they entered my house and they stole all my documents. It was actually a big problem for me. But I started gathering my documents again. And what did I do? For every document I have, I store it in the cloud. I scan it, and you know, you should have Google Drive. There are things you can upload on Facebook. Those personal documents, you scan them, you save them on cloud, you save them, save them in different places, so that even if there is theft, you can be able to get those documents. Save them in your phone so that you can apply, whatever I want to apply for now. I have all my documents intact. I don't need to jump up and down. I have everything scanned. It's just to upload. So develop a file. Get your file, get your documents, everything set. Now, develop the practice of opportunity mining. Listen to me. There are opportunities everywhere, but you don't find what you don't search for. It is what you search for that you find. So, get your phone. Those websites I have given you, I'm sure the Academic and Grant Writing Enclave, they are going to give you a compilation of scholarship opportunities. You search them, search for opportunities. There are more than 100 of them. Even at this stage, you should be able to start looking for, okay, by the time I graduate, before my service, I want to get this scholarship. Even my postgraduate scholarship, start by this time. Start now. Now, not only that, develop resilience. Now, I want you to understand that you will not always get scholarships that you are even eligible for, that you qualify for. So many schools and organizations have served me breakfast. Girls serve breakfast. In relationship, boys serve breakfast. But there's something bigger than breakfast. When you apply for something and you are going to get it, and then those white people especially, they know how to present message. They will tell you, we thank you for applying for this. In fact, your application was so exceptional and all those things. But unfortunately, we cannot, it's heartbreaking. You will not get all your scholarship applications, even if you qualify. So you must be able to develop shock absorbing technique. You should have shock absorbing technique so that you'll be able to assimilate and absorb shocks. You will get disappointment. You won't get all the scholarships, so even those that you qualify for. So you should be able to, you are resilient, you bounce back after defeat. You keep applying, 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 you keep applying until you get it, and you will get it. Now, not only that, you develop strong network with value-adding students. You see, you should have friends. That is why this age undergraduate group, I am speaking on behalf of the undergraduate students. The group should still be kept alive for networking purpose. I love the fact that when you came, you told us your name, your department, where you are coming from. Very, very important. You need network, people that have like minds. People, if you have 2, 3, 4 friends that are looking for scholarships, you will not be thinking nonsense. All you'll be thinking about is those scholarships. And then just imagine 4 of you gather together to look for scholarships. There is no way you won't get it. Now, not only that, develop a profitable mentor-mentee relationships. You must have mentors, academic mentors that will help you. As I round off, Louis Pasteur once said that in the fields of observation, chance favors only the prepared mind. Prepare yourself. Prepare your documents. Prepare your phone to browse opportunities. Prepare your transcript. Prepare your CGPA. Prepare your heart. And just like I said, I wrote a book, Oche, a True Story. It's my autobiography. It's going to help you, especially those of you that didn't come, you came from a very poor background and you're looking for scholarship or poor academic background. When you read my citation, you would think that I started well. I was actually demoted once upon a time. I didn't repeat a class, I was demoted. My first test in my undergraduate, Math 1301, I got 0. But I strove. My principle is, if I die here, let it be said that Luke died studying. I got an A in 1301. I got an A in 1303, despite scoring 0. So this book has gone to more than 25 nations, recorded with readers across 25 nations, inspiring young people. I spoke about how I started my exploits in secondary school and even to the university. So once again, I want to appreciate Dr. Wadzani Dauda for this great privilege. I want to appreciate the team at Age for giving me this wonderful opportunity to present. And I'm very sure that we've gotten one or two things. Thank you very much for listening.